So problem number 2 on the homework said a can of soda in 1972 had a cost of 15 cents. So the time part is going to be our x, and the cost is going to be our y. Remember the time part being x because the x-axis is always our independent variable. Excuse me. So then they said by 2012, the cost was $1.35. And the first part of question 2 said what was the rate at which the cost of a can of soda increases over this time. And that word rate always means what's the slope. And so to find the slope, you're going to do y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So this is I'm going to say this is my first set. So this is my x1 and my y1. This is my second set, the x2 and the y2. And so we're going to do y2, which is 135, minus y1, which is 0.15. Make sure your y's are on the top and your x's on the bottom. So the x2 minus x1. I can't seem to want to write 1972 today. Okay, so what we end up with here when we do our subtraction and so forth is 1.20 divided by 40. And so when you put that into your calculator, 1.20 divided by 40, you end up with 0.03. Now they said to round to the nearest thousandths place, and technically that would mean you put a 0 on here, but I don't know that it accepts it. It might drop it off there, but that would be the nearest thousandths place. Then they said use your linear model. Well, actually the next part says create the linear model. And when you create the linear model, which is the y equals mx plus b, you have to first thing you have to know is your slope, which we just found that at 0.03. The next thing you need to know is where did this all begin? What's the y-intercept? Where did the data start? And so 1972 for us is our beginning point, so that's 0.15. And so then we put it all together in that equation of y equals mx plus b. So we know our slope, that's the m part, and we know our y-intercept, that's the b part. So we have y, oops, I went off the page, sorry. Y equals 0.03x plus the beginning value is 0.15. That is our linear model right there. Then we need to use this model to predict the cost in 2015. Now our x is the number of years after 1972. So to put in for x, we're going to say, well, 2015 minus 1972 to find out how many years it is that has gone by. So it's been 43 years. So we're going to say, okay, to find out the answer of what it should cost in 2015, it's y equals 0.03 times 43 plus 0.15. And get out my trusty calculator. So it says $1.44 is what it should have cost in 2015.